without recognition and often without choice. In recent years, disappointment has become a shared and deeply personal experience for many women in Afghanistan. This disappointment is not a result of a lack of ambition or effort. It's a result of interrupted paths and suddenly limited space. So there was a time when many women were preparing themselves for meaningful professional and social contribution. But unfortunately, education was being pursued with determination, skills were being developed, and the idea of gradual progress felt realistic even in a challenging environment. When circumstances changed, the sense of direction was disrupted. For many, women, this created a moment of uncertainty that was both emotional and practical. So disappointment settled in, not as defeat, but as pause of forced reflection. So it became necessary to rethink what success means and how contribution can continue when familiar structures no longer exist. I speak today as an Afghan woman, as an Afghan girl, and as a young professional who has experienced both momentum and limitation. This experience has shaped my understanding of resilience, not as resistance through confrontation, but as consistency through uncertainty. In environments like ours, strength is often demonstrated through adaptation rather than visibility, and progress is measured by sustainability rather than speed. There were years in Afghanistan when women were able to prepare themselves academically and professionally with a sense of purpose. Those years were formative, and the impact did not disappear when conditions changed. And now, knowledge remains, skills remain, and values remain. What changed is the way they're expressed, and professional identity does not vanish when opportunities become scarce. It involves grounded in passions and guided by long-term vision. Today, I introduce myself as a successful Afghan girl because success in this context is not defined by external validation. It is defined by the ability to remain engaged, ethical, and committed to grow despite uncertainty. It is defined by maintaining professional standards even when recognition is limited, and by choosing responsibility over withdrawal. Across Afghanistan, many women continue to contribute in ways that are not always visible, and their influence is felt within families, communities, and informal spaces where stability and values are preserved. These contributions may not attract attention, but they're essential to the social fabric of the country. And silence in the context in here should never be mistaken for absence. For young Afghan women who feel disconnected from their goals, it's important to understand that a pause and opportunity does not erase years of fewer efforts. Or education does not lose its value because circumstances change. And let's go to experience. Experience does not become irrelevant because the environment becomes restrictive. Or potential continues to exist, even when its expression must be delayed. So now, Afghan organizations and institutions extremely play a critical role during this period. Like supporting women is not a symbolic gesture for them. It is a strategic necessity. So societies that invest in women protect their future capacity for recovery, stability, and progress. And surely this reality is supported by history and by lived experience, not by ideology. The current moment in Afghanistan is complex and emotionally demanding. It requires patience, composure, and adaptability. So Afghan women continue to demonstrate these qualities daily, often without acknowledgement. This form of leadership, rooted in restraint and responsibility that is not temporary, is the foundation upon which long-term resilience is built. My message to Afghan young changemakers, especially Afghan women, that disappointment may describe the present moment, but it does not define the future. Afghan women you have not lost your competence, your intelligence, and your ability to contribute. You have to continue to carry purpose, even when progress must take quieter forms. I stand here today to affirm continuity rather than certainty. Continuity of commitment, like continuity of values and continuity of belief in a future that remains worth working toward. Afghanistan's strength has always come from its people, and Afghan women remain central to this strength. And one final point, I'm sure of that our stories have never been sampled, have never been finished. They continue through resilience, responsibility, and quiet determination. And they will continue because we, Afghan women, remain present, capable, and essential.